good evening, whatever time you're watching this. Welcome to MRC, not the GTTCC, this one. This is a 2-hour endurance race where the boys have all been practicing for the last couple of weeks now to get set up for this endurance race. So just before we start, I should do the normal thing of just check my audio levels to make sure everything's working. There we go, everything's working fine. So we'll go through the field and then just to give you a rough idea of what's been going on and who these drivers are. So we've got a mixed GR1-GR3 field, as you would get in Le Mans. And we had a qualifying session. The damage is on heavy. There's limited tyre choices between racing softs, mediums and hards. Fuel is on too, so guys will be using up their fuel strategy. And the slightest, as anyone's played GT will know, the slightest little knock will give your car damage, and that will affect both the handling and the speed of the car. The GR1 cars here, as you can see, have got the energy recovery systems, the DRS, to help with the acceleration. We started with 70% fuel, which is why the fuel tank isn't quite full at the moment, just to make people play their card of strategy from the word go. But so without further ado, strap on, sit down, get your coffee and everything ready, because we are about to go on for a 2-hour stream here. It is an exciting race to the bitter end. I know of a few things going on, but obviously when Le Mans there might be times when there isn't stuff going on, but I know that there's a very good ending. Hello Bob, hello Scrap, nice to see you this morning. Thanks for tuning in. So I'll go through the field, and in first place, in the qualifying order, in first place is JRC Racing in the Toyota TSO 30 from the 12. Second was Mental Nev in the Toyota TSO 50. Scrap Drifter back here in the Porsche, I believe that is. Who is Scrap Drifters? Oh yeah, Scrap Drifters in the Porsche. Back here in third place, Peter Mister is in the Audi. It's difficult to tell the difference, but yeah, looking at the back, as I haven't got the team colours on, but they've got their own livery. You can't really miss Peter, can you? So Peter back here in the Audi in fourth. MRC Bobby, oh I like that livery, Bobby. That's a nice livery. Let's see if we can have a look at a side view of that. I'll have to wait until we get going. And Bobby back here in fifth place, in another Audi. Dan is in the second Toyota TSO 30. We'll call that one the 30 rather than the whole name. So MRC Dangly Ball. I'm going to be chuckling about that for the whole 2 hours, you know. Is in sixth place. Turtle Rose back here in the other Toyota TSO 50. We just got it out on the 50 in seventh. Street Boy back here in the second. Oh, hang on, no, I've got that right. I've got that wrong. Sorry. Dan here is in the Porsche. That's right. That's right. Yeah, there's the two Audis, two Audi boys, and that's a Porsche. Sorry, God, it's very difficult to get. They look so similar, these cars. Look at that. That's the Porsche. That's the Toyota. They look very similar from the rear. That's for sure. So Aaron back here in seventh in the Toyota, and Street Boy's in the other TSO 30 back here in eighth. And I know Street Boy was having issues on the night with his PS4, so we'll see how long he stays with the race. Make sure we can see if he gets the whole race through or not. The lead of the GR3 cars was Zafiro here in a Porsche 911. I'll just get the proper names of these cars. I've got them written down. Yeah, it's the Porsche 911 RSR 2017 with an absolutely beautiful pink pig livery there from the real Le Mans. Blackie here is here in already his battered looking Corvette C7 GR3. It qualified in second in the GR3 field. Beserker in the Ferrari 458 Italia GT3 from 13 is here in 11th. Or third. We'll just go third. We won't go 11th. We'll just go first, second, third for the GR3 boys. Grim in the other Pink Pig is back here in 4th. TC Idol in the first of the Aston Martins is here in 5th. He's in an Aston Martin V12 Vantage GT3 12. Nice livery there from TC Idol. Craig Maximus is in the sister Corvette car. Is in 6th place. Back here, Sayrex is in the other Ferrari, back here in 7th place, and Crazy's in the other Aston Martin, back here in last place. Now Crazy was actually having a bit of a migraine this night, so fair play for him for turning up. But that's your field, your runners and riders. So we shall, without further ado, crack on, get this 2-hour race underway. There we go, let's start with this point of view. It's a rolling start, and finally we're off. So here we are at the running of the first MRC 2-hour Le Mans mixed class endurance race, and JRC Racing will get us under the way as he crosses the line now, and away we go. Mental Nev's got a nice run already into the first corner. Yep, he's already up he's up past JRC Racing, up into the Dunlop chicane. Oh, lots of squiggling there. I do believe there's a bit of something happens here at the first corner. No, nothing quite yet. There's a lot of everyone, they all got cleanly through. It's going through the field. There's Street Boy, Zafiro, Blackie, Beserker. Just to turn my volume down because I can't hear myself too well. Grim under the Dunlop chicane through to the S's. There's Craig, there's Sayrex, so the whole field's through. That's good. So Nev now coming down the Mulsanne straight for the first time. He's got JRC Racing. Oh, beautiful! Look at that. That looks gorgeous. JRC Racing in the slipstream of Nev coming into the first chicane. Everyone's screaming down the Mulsanne straight for the first time. Out the first chicane. So there's Nev, JRC Racing, Scrap Drifter, Peter Mister, Total Rose. Oh, and Dan's had an incident. Let's go back and see what happened with Dan. Oh, he's missed his first braking point. Missed his first braking point as Dan. Has he got damage? And he manages to avoid damage. And then he's managed to... Oh, he's nearly got damage again. So Dan spins it up into the first chicane. In the meantime, here comes the lead GR3 boys. There's Zafiro in the Pink Pig, out in front of Blackie in the humming Corvette. There's Beserker in the awesome sounding Ferrari. The first 3 drivers just starting to pull away in the GR3 field. There's Grim in the middle. Craig's still in front of the... oh, where's an Aston Martin? Where's Oh, Crazy's lost it as well. Crazy's been... What happened to Crazy into the first chicane as well? He's missed his braking point. Hits the barrier. Doesn't get damaged. He's still lucky to get away with that, but spins it again. So, drama into the first chicane. Nice donut there from Crazy. Does he avoid the wall? Yes, he does. Nice donut there from Crazy. In the meantime, Nev coming down now to the Mulsanne corner for the first time. Lovely shots here. This is JRC Racing second. It looks like Bobby thinking about going up the inside. Scrap Drifter. No, not quite. All the boys through Mulsanne corner for the first time. So they'll now be going down to Indianapolis. So where's... Oh, Danny's recovered now. So here comes Zafiro now. Coming down to the Mulsanne corner, the lead GR3 car. So they're starting to pull away. The Porsche and the Corvette starting to ease away from the other boys. Let's go back up to the front because they've now got to Indianapolis. Here we go. JRC Racers looking up the inside of Mental Nev into Arnage. Low grip corner, slowest corner on the circuit. Back here, it also looks like, here we go, Bob is looking very sporty, coming up alongside Scrap Drifter, but can't quite make it work. And Petemus has just dropped off a little bit, so the lead 4 cars here. Let's have a look at the... Oh, we can't quite see the livery on the Bobby's car, but that looks... I love that livery, Bobby. That looks awesome. So So here we go, through the Porsche curves for the first time. We're back up the field. GR3 Racing close up to the tailpipes of Mental Nev. Coming out the Porsche curves past karting. Karting's just there on the right, big wheel on the left, into the forward chicane for the first time. And we've completed one lap. Just about 1 hour 55 minutes to go then, chaps. Not long. So Nev's now first place, JSC second, Scrap Drifter third, Bobby's fourth, Peter's fifth, Rose sixth, Street Boy seventh, Dan is back here in eighth. Porsche's coming through the Porsche curves now for Zafiro. Just coming to the exit. This is where it comes out of this exit. This next little kink is karting. Beserker's now still trying to hang on to the coattails of that Corvette in front. In the meantime, Craig has got past the back markers there. Nice looking Corvette through the forward chicane. Here comes Sayrex, TC Idol, Grim. Has he got a damage? No, Grim's dropped back somewhere. And Crazy's back here in 16th. So, I shall have a quick sip of drink. We're going to get yourself a drink, chaps, if you're watching this. We're going to be here for the long haul. Tell you what though, I'm never going to get bored of watching these cars coming towards the camera down the Mulsanne Straight. Just looks fantastic. But let's just go through the fields. I think something's going on back here. Here comes Zafiro now. Blackie, Beserker. So the top three have got out in front. Craig's got through the back markers. Here we go with Sayrex. See what the Aston's like following a Ferrari coming to the first, up to the first chicane. See what the top speed's doing. Is TC getting some sort of drag? 70, 71. Yeah, it's getting a drag now. The top speed of the Aston's normally about 171. It's got it to 76. Oh, he's going on the outside, a long way round at the first chicane. Looks to think about it, but no, bounce out of it. Grim. Sure what happened. Grim, if you're watching, can you tell us what happened earlier on in the race? Crazy, bless him, and Racing Medium's back here in last. So, no change up front, come down to Indianapolis. Sparks flying, looks magnificent. Still line astern with these boys. Top three have now pulled away from Bobby. Bobby's got damage. Oh no, that's significant. Let's quickly find where Bobby got damage. Still got damage there. So where does Bobby pick up damage? He's got it a long way back. He's got it there. He's got it there. Where did Bobby get the damage? We'll skip forward, and I'm going to go through all of this again. Oh, we're all the way right back to the start now. Let's carry on. He's got it early on in the race. I missed that. Where's... Here we go. So was this in the first bit of the race? Is Bobby? Here we go. Has Bobby got damage? Oh, that's where Bobby gets damage. Has Peter Mister got damage? Yeah, Peter Mister's got damage. Oh, so the little bump there at the beginning of the race into the first corner has caused damage, and the boys are still running. So let's go back up to where Bobby was. Let's go back through now. Sorry about this, we'll go back up to a bit further than this, wasn't it? Sorry about skipping. Yeah, Bobby, here we go. So Bobby's now gone into the pits to sort that damage out. He's got complete front end damage. Peter Mister was also the other car damaged in that little instant. On board here with Bobby's pit crews, we can see the side of that Audi there with that fantastic livery. Do like that, Bobby. Keep saying it all day. That looks awesome. Love that. Street Boy's in as well. Street Boy got damage. Yeah, Street Boy's picked up some damage as well. His front bumpers, front aerofoil, I should say, bumper has been damaged. There's the Audi coming out. So, drama already at the beginning of the race. So Peter Mr. now dropped back to 5th. Bobby's tucked in behind. He's obviously had a bit more damage to deal with. Total races into the pits. Oh, Aaron's got a complete disaster for Aaron. Where does Aaron get this? Oh, he's completely messed this up. He's got damage everywhere. What happened with Aaron? Oh, here we go. Oh, this is the incident. So, let's look in front. Peter Mr. goes wide. Comes out wide. Oh, my goodness. So, Aaron taking evasive manoeuvres. Peter Mr. is trying to go up the inside of Bobby. Gets it wrong into the second chicane. On board of Aaron. Tries to get out the way. Oh, he got hit from behind. Aaron got hit from behind from Street Boy. Oh, disaster. So we go from Street Boy's point of view. So the 4 boys going into the second chicane. Peter Mr. drifts wide. Aaron waits to try and get out the way. Gets shunted from Street Boy, and it's just caused absolute disaster now for Aaron. He's been completely wrecked. Oh dear. So that's what happened there. So we're now just skip forward because I want to watch all this again. Sorry about skipping. In the meantime, Blackie has got in front of Zafiro just in order. There's the GR3 boys. Line of stand coming into the 4 chicane on board here with Beserker. Blackie's going into the pits. Berserker's got into the lead of the GR3. Finally got that Ferrari in. We're on lap 2 and there's a lot going on already. So he's finally got that Ferrari in front. He's been following these boys for a couple of laps now. Craig slowly catching the 2 lead cars up in front. Sarek's up to 4th now. TC is in that 2nd. Aston is in 5th. Grimm's off the pace a little bit back in 6th. Brazy's 7th. And I think Mark's going to... Blackie's come out of the pits as well there. So, difficult to keep track of what's going on with 2 different races, but I'm going to try and keep an eye on... Blackie's got Grimm all over him. Let's go back to this. Is Grimm going to get the position coming up underneath the Dunlop Bridge? Yep, he's got up the inside. Nice move there from Grimm coming into the S's. Let's watch how this Corvette with Blackie now is probably going to just cruise up the back of that Porsche. Corvette's top end is probably the best in class. On board here with Blackie. Sip a drink that. It's the Corvette going up to 176, 77, 78, 79. Is he going to hit 180? Oh, he might have done if he was not in the slipstream. Doesn't quite outbrake the Pink Pig, but it looks like that Pink Pig has gone too deep there from Grimm. Grimm's got it horribly wrong. Blackie also gets it wrong. Where's Grimm recovers? Oh no, Blackie's got it wrong at the exit. Oh, he's desperately trying to hold on to that Corvette. So both the boys get it a bit excited there at the first chicane. Nice action back there. So let's go through the field and see how things are going. So Nev is still the lead GR1 car, still being harassed here from JLC Racing. We've got Scrap Drifter right on their tails as well. That's a beautiful looking Porsche, I've got to say. Scrap, love that livery as well. So they've just completed lap 3, they're now on lap 4. So Dan is a bit further off the pace back here in the 2nd Porsche. Going through the Porsche curves, nice shot just past karting. And there's the 2 Audi boys. Bobby after his little bump, and Pete after his little bump as well. So the Audi boys, Linus Stern back here in 5th and 6th. Oh, Pete nearly gets it wrong. Bobby nearly tags his teammate as well. No team orders in this race, obviously. Is Bobby going to get round the outside of Pete Mr. coming up to the Dunlop chicane? Is he going to outbrake him? Yes, he is. Yes, he certainly is. But Pete's going to fight back. Oh, they're both a bit Larry going underneath the Dunlop Bridge through the Eshes, but now Bobby's got that Audi out in front of his teammate. How far behind is Street Boy? He's not too far behind here. After he's recovered from his damage, and Aaron's now with a battered front left there on the on the bodywork, drifted wide at exit Porsche curves. So here we go, the lead GR3 group, the Ferrari Beserker-Boy through the Porsche curves his first time. Glorious shots, glorious sound of that Ferrari. Fuel might be coming in to stop this lap. Zafiro's still hugging behind. And there's Craig, he's been catching these boys up ever so slightly. Yep, Beserker's into the pits. Zafiro staying out. Craig's into the pits as well. Where's Sarex? Here comes Sarex coming down to... No, Sarex isn't pitting. TC Idol's coming into the pits. Blackie is pitted. He's got Grim close behind him. Stay on board with Blackie. Oh, let's go up here with... this is just going through Sarex to see if you can see the others coming out the pits. No. Zafiro's already up to the Dunlop Bridge. Where's Beserker-Boy gone? Where's Beserker-Boy gone? He's just coming out the pits now. Oh, right. So yes, Berserker's in the pits. That's right. So there's Berserker now coming out the pits. Craig's following him. That Corvette looking menacing behind. It's crazy into the pits for the first time. Nice looking livery there of the Aston Martin. Time for another drink. And out comes Crazy back from last place. So, we've got a change in the lead. JLC Racing's got in front of Mental Nev. Right, skip back to see where that was, because but JLC Racing's gone straight into the pits. Scrap Drifter's staying out. And MRC Bobby, where is he? Coming down to the Porsche curves. It's caught up to Dan. And got past Dan as well, so Bobby's now storming back through the field. Quite a way ahead of his teammate. He's just coming through the Porsche, just going board with Peter Mister through the Porsche curves. Need to hug the inside curb there, as Pete did there, very well. Oh, nice line through the little chicane here, just through karting, coming up to the Ford chicane. Oh, Pete's got damage on the rear again, so he's got some more damage now. Where did he pick that up? Who else has got damage as well? Let's go through the field, see who's got damage. No one else has got damage. So somehow Peter Mister's picked up some rear end damage. It will affect his top end speed. It won't be too much. Of all the damage you can get on the car, that's probably the least would affect the performance of the car least, the rear diffuser. Strange place to get it. He's obviously, I think he's probably spun it up and gone into the back somewhere or something. Obviously, because he's hit the back. Because I can't see any other cars with front end damage who's not been punted. Oh, and Aaron's binned it again. Oh, disaster for Aaron. What's happened here with Aaron? Through the Porsche curves. Coming through the exit. Oh, he gets it horribly wrong. Hit the kitty litter, gone sideways. He's still got power on. Oh, it smashes the car again. So the front end damage, engine damage. Fortunately, he's not got far to go to the pits. But Aaron's having a disaster now. In the meantime, Sarex is on fumes in that Porsche. Must be on a low fuel setting. Shame you can't see the fuel settings of these cars. Stayed up for another lap. Sarex is now up into second place in the GR3 division. There we go. He's coming down now to Indianapolis. He's got Blackie menacingly behind him. There's Blackie. And here comes Beserker-Boy. Oh, I love that sound. Oh no, not coming down to Indianapolis, they're coming up to the Porsche curves. Let's go with Beserker-Boy through the Porsche curves. Just sounds amazing, that Ferrari. Oh, drifts wide a little bit there, the exit. Oh, nice tidy line there through karting. Keeps one wheel on the black stuff. Good driving there from Beserker. It's being caught though from this Corvette, I have to say. Craig slowly but surely catching up. So Sayrex is into the pits, Zafiro's into the pits, which now means it's not Beserker. Blackie is now the lead GR3 car. Let's go on board with Beserker to see if the two in the pits come out in front of him. No. Here comes Zafiro. He's going to get out in front of that Corvette, is he? No, he's not. Craig gets that Corvette in front of Zafiro. He's gone board with Craig. So Zafiro's now dropped back. Oh, right, the top two drivers have gone into the pits as well. So, back up to the top of the field. JLC Racing. Coming through, where is he? Coming down to the karting Ford chicane. Scrap Drifter's into the pits. He's the only one. So at the moment, Mental Nev and Scrap Drifter have pulled out a lead over the rest of the field. But JLC Racing, is he going to get out now in front of the two boys who've pitted? He's got a full tank of fuel and fresh set of tyres. This is going to be close. Let's go on board JLC. There's one. Who's that up front? That's Nev out in front. Where's Scrap Drifter? Scrap Drifter's just coming out the pits now, and there comes Bobby as well. So the lead four guys, lead four cars, are all very close together. Here's Bobby in fourth place. Just up the road at Dunlop Bridge is Scrap Drifter in third. JLC going through the S's in second, and Nev there just going down to Tete Rouge, coming down Moors End straight now for the lead of the race. He's starting to catch up to the back markers again. I think we are 18 minutes in. This will be the first time we get to see the GR1 cars making their way through the field, as in like the GR3 boys. Crazy's got it wrong as well. He's gone through the chicane the hard way. What happened there with Crazy, but he's sticking to his line. There's Bobby now. So we go stick with the GR1 boys as they come up to the field. Here's Nev to the second chicane. What's the distance between Nev and Bobby? JLC. It's 1.4 seconds is the distance. On board with JLC Racing from his cockpit point of view. Coming into the Mulsanne corner. See if he gets some sort of slipstream. No, he's a bit too far away. Nev on the other hand is now going to get past Grim. There we go, past Grim. Here comes JLC Racing now. Coming up to the back of the Porsche. Oh, lovely sights. JLC gonna, into the Annapolis. Oh, he had to slam the brakes on there to avoid hitting the back end of that Porsche. I don't think they touched him. It looked like a little bit weird there with the lag, I think. So Scrap Drifter in third. Bobby's caught up to fourth. Right on the tailpipes now of that Porsche in front. Hickness is just coming through. Oh, nearly he get two wheels onto the kitty litter. He nearly spins it up. And there's Street Boy. Dan Total Rose back here in 8th. So Black is now the lead GR3 car, and he's just coming through the Ford chicane. There's Beserker-Boy, not far behind. Oh, the Ferrari. It's so tricky to handle. In the meantime, it's just allowed these two boys are all three, could be three abreast coming into, here we go, coming up to the Dunlop chicane. Beserker, Craig, this is for position, 21 minutes in. Zafiro trying to get alongside that Corvette underneath the Dunlop Bridge, but doesn't quite make it work. If you look at the map at the top right, there's a... Oh, Craig's getting leery through the S's. If you look up there at the map at the top right, there's a lot of blue markers all around about the same spot of the track. So there's got to be some GR1 cars coming through the field to join this battle here, the lead GR3 cars. So we go up to where... Hang on, no we won't. We'll just stay with this for a minute because I just want to see what the Porsche's like trying to catch up to the back end of that Corvette. There we go, there's the lead GR1 car in the background. The Corvette's catching the Ferrari and the Porsche's catching the Corvette, and it's all coming together now, especially with the GR1 cars. There's Nev. Let's go on board with Nev. Oh, he's got Porsche's. Oh, he goes left, he goes right, but Nev gets through in the end. Now going through the GR3 field, coming down to the second chicane. Where's JRC Racing? He's in second. He's dropped off a little bit, making his way through. This is the glory. This is the beauty of Le Mans. Is he going to get under braking? Yeah, he's past the Porsche into the second chicane. Glow of the brake lights. Oh, nearly gets sideswiped by Craig Maximus in the Corvette. So in the meantime, this battle's going on. You can see that Blackie's been reeled in by the GR3 boys. There's the Blackie, the lead GR3 car, just being overtaken there by JRC Racing. So here comes Bobby and Scrap Drifter now. Oh, I know there's a very good instant coming up. He can't pull away from Scrap Drifter though. So the Mental Nev has now got past the GR3 boys. JRC Racing's got past them. They're now going to go on board here with Bobby, catching the GR3 boys into Indianapolis. He's past the Porsche, Beserker-Boy, and the Corvette here, going side by side, 3 abreast into Indianapolis. And that Bobby's got in front of the 2 battling GR3 cars, but Scrap Drifter's been held up a little bit, and that's just put Beserker-Boy a little bit, compromised his race. He's now lost another place to Zafiro. But Scrap Drifter nearly goes up the rear end of that Corvette. Making their way through the field now, the GR1 boys. Great racing here from everyone. So the top 4 GR1 cars have got through the field. Let's go back to this GR3 battle. So here's Blackie now still holding out the lead of the GR3. Craig, his fellow Corvette driver, is now caught right up. Zafiro's got back out in front of Beserker. Beserker's a little bit compromised there from the GR1 cars trying to get out of the way. So Beserker's now dropped back to 4th. TC's a little bit off the pace here. He's not too far behind though. He's going to the Porsche curves, whereas Beserker's now just going through karting. Oh, Blackie's into the pits. Zafiro's now going to move up. So now Craig is the lead GR3 car. Zafiro second, Beserker third. There's top 3 in the GR3. 25 minutes in, still line astern. That's how close the GR3 racing is. There's TC's. TC's not far off either. He's back here in 4th now. Just come across the start of finish line. And Sayrek's back here again. All the GR3 boys, they're there or thereabouts. Not too bad at all. So let's go back up to the lead. Now that the GR1 boys have gone through the field for the first time. Mental Nev now has got a bit of a gap between him and JRC Racing in second. Bobby's still not managed to shake. Scrap Drifter gets it wrong at the exit of the first chicane. Scrap Drifter there. Let's go on board with Scrap Drifter. Is he going to get a tow to get in past that Audi in front? He's not. Let's have a look at his fuel. He's not managed to gain on him there, but he's not managed to lose him either. Coming down to Mulsanne corner are these two. Oh, I do love these shots. Oh, Scrap Drifter gets a little bit leery that Mulsanne corner's dropped off a little bit from the Audi in front. I think he's in a good position though. Here we go, coming up to Indianapolis. He's sizing Bobby up, trying to find a place to pass. Coming into Indianapolis. Backs out of it. Oh, he's looking very sporty though, Scrap Drifter here. To Arnage. This is a tyre situation, so Scrap Drifter's could do 3/4 of a tank. Oh, he's got a nice run here coming up to Porsche curves. Has he got past? He has. Oh, that's a great move there from Scrap Drifter for position up to third. So that's Bobby's struggling for tyres, and he's also, but he's low on fuel, so he should be quick, but he's still struggling for grip at the moment. Hammering those racing soft tyres through the Porsche curves, backs out of it a little bit, allows Scrap Drifter just to get a bit further away. Pretty sure Bobby is coming into the pits this lap. Past karting. Oh no, he's staying out for another lap. Those racing softs are absolutely exhausted at the front of his Audi, I have to say. So there's Dan, the 5th place driver, is coming down to Indianapolis. Pete Mister's not far off. Total Rose still manfully carrying on. Need to check the gaps between Total Rose. So in the meantime, here we go. The GR3 is where the main closest action is about. Craig has been caught by Zafiro. He's got just over 1/4 of a tank left. I just heard the dulcet tones of the Ferrari behind these two. But these two have now pulled out a lead. Zafiro's gone side by side with Craig, coming into the fourth chicane. No, he's not quite going to get through there. A little left, right, and now can Zafiro get a nice drive? He's desperately trying to get past that Corvette. Hopefully those two boys are holding each other up. Yes, and Zafiro's through now into first place in the GR3. Craig's now second. Here's Beserker-Boy in third. Let's go up to Dan though, because he's now making his way through the field. Oh, there we go, he's got past one of the GR3 boys. And there comes Peter Mister through as well, past the other GR3 car. It's just space. Oh, everyone's drifted very wide at Tete Rouge. It's a field with the GR1 boys coming through the GR3 field. You can see now it's just spread them apart a little bit. So Zafiro's benefited from that. In the meantime, let's go back up to Peter Mister here and Dan for 5th and 6th. Peter Mister's got a lovely slipstream there. Can he outbrake the Porsche? Yes, he can. Beautiful clean move there. Firm Pete, he's not beautiful on the exit though. So is Dan now going to be able to get a run back at the Audi? Just under half a tank. No, can't get back up to the back end of that Audi. Audi's very quick in a straight line, I have to say. Both sort of similar sort of pit strategies, it looks like. Both sort of about. Oh no. Dan's got through a lot more fuel than Peter has, I have to say. We've lost Street Boy, by the way, at this point in the race. We're now down to 7 GR1 cars. So Aaron's coming down the Mulsanne straight. He's halfway through, coming down to the 2nd chicane. But I just saw this in front, so Craig is caught back up to Zafiro at the Mulsanne corner. There's Craig and there's Beserker's caught them all up. Beserker's again looking leery in that Ferrari as they all come screaming down now towards Indianapolis. I'm going to have another little drink. Oh, here we go, side by side. Craig's got past the Porsche into Indianapolis. He's already got it before the braking zone. A clean move there from Craig. Nice move. Beserker's caught right up to this group as well. Oh, Craig's drifted very wide. I think it's compromised Beserker a little bit. Yep, line astern now, the GR1 crew. Oh, again, Beserker's getting sideways on the Ferrari. Oh, he's losing a bit of rear end as well. So, line astern coming up to the Porsche curves. Is Craig going to get alongside the Porsche? He's not only going to get alongside, he's going to get past. Zafiro tried to block the manoeuvre, but he couldn't. Just, it was a clean move, and there's good driving by both the drivers there. Oh, Craig's just scraped the wall, gets away with not having any damage though. Linus, look how close Zafiro is. Fantastic driving from Zafiro. Oh, Zafiro. Stays so close to that Corvette in front. Beserker's just dropped off a little bit, I think probably due to the fact that his tyres are going. Oh, Craig's into the pits now. Zafiro's going to now go back out into the lead of the GR3. There's Craig, and Beserker's in as well. So where's TCI? Who's just coming out of the Porsche curves. So Zafiro's now the lead GR3 car. We're only half an hour in, chaps. There's still an hour and a half of this to go. I hope you've got something to drink and you're not hungry. Oh crap, I didn't have my breakfast. I just realised. Oh dear. Right then. Let's go back up through the field and we'll just have a look at the timing and the track map. So far, the fastest lap has been done by Mental Never, 3:21.955. You can see 1, 2, 3 down there coming up to Indianapolis. 4, 5, 6 coming down the Mulsanne Straight. Whereas 7 is Total Rose. He's back, just coming past the start-finish straight. In the meantime, the lead GR3 is Zafiro. He's in 8. Coming down to the first chicane along the Mulsanne. 9, 10 are just coming through Tete Rouge. So the field's probably strung out now. Fastest lap of 3:21.9 from Mental Nev. Just going through the field in the order that they are, see if anyone's got any damage. Bobby was coming to Indianapolis now. Full tank of fuel, new tyres. The other Audi back here, Peter Misty's got in front of Dan. So Mental Nev, the race leaders into pit. So's Jersey Racing. Dan. Oh, here we go. Aaron's making his way through the field. So that's not. That was Beserker-Boy then. So there's Beserker-Boy. It's caught right up to the back end of the Corvette. So this is for third. Oh, Beserker-Boy nearly goes tagged to the back end of that Corvette through the second chicane. Let's go on board with Beserker. This is for position. Trying to catch the tailpipes of that Corvette in front. Oh, Craig drifts wide. Maybe Beserker has got a run on the Corvette into Indianapolis now. I'm holding my breath because even I can't remember what happened here. So Beserker's, oh, there's a little nudge there. There's a little nudge. He's just scrubbed a bit of speed off. Craig's gone defensive, blocks the line. This is Beserker as in the driver now. I always knew coming into Indianapolis the Ferrari was weak because I couldn't floor it and keep the power on because it would just get Larry through that little kink to the right and unsettle the car so badly. I more times than not end up being too late for the next left, so I had to back out of going flat out through Indianapolis because it just unsettled the car too much. I also seemed to find the Ferrari, as you can see here, was awesome through the Porsche curves. It was one of the strongest points of the Ferrari. It was good on fuel, but it was so difficult to handle. It just wanted to spin up. Another weak point for the Ferrari was coming in. It was the exit of the Porsche came down the start-finish straight. You'll watch here. I really have to be gentle putting the power on. Oh, I thought about going up the inside there. Here, this bit here. So many times the back end stepped out as I was trying to put the power on. Anyway, still haven't managed to find a way past Craig, and here comes Zafiro to join the three-way party into the top of the GR3 cars. It's close behind. Oh, did I get a run down here? No. Oh, the back end of that Corvette sideways. No damage yet. I don't think there's any damage on Craig. Nope. Let's go on board now. Watch this from Zafiro's point of view. Ferrari desperately trying to find a way past that Corvette. It's just the Corvette is so strong down the straights. Beserker's just gone a little bit, trying to go up the inside now. This is the lead, battle for the lead of the GR3 division. Oh, in the meantime, just noticed Scrap Drifter's into the lead in the GR1 race, but we'll just stick with this because this is great racing here. Coming down in Mulsanne to the first chicane, everyone brakes at the same sort of point. No advantage or loss or gain from anyone. Line astern here. I do want to move away from this. How far is Blackie away from this? Well, Blackie's not too far away. Side by side down the Mulsanne into the second chicane. Beserker finally gets that Ferrari, his nose just out in front of the Corvette, and now look, we've got Zafiro joining the party, but the Corvette is looking very sporty. He's already right up the tailpipes of the Ferrari. Oh, this is glorious racing. Side by side coming down the Mulsanne. The grunt of the Corvette is already taking it past the Ferrari. Back into the Mulsanne corner, and it's back to as you were. Beserker's got a nice run there now. Side by side with the Corvette, and you can see that there's another Corvette in the background of Blackie. Maybe he's catching up to this group. Coming down towards Indianapolis. The Ferrari just can't get past that Corvette. Into Indianapolis, there we go. Tries to look up the inside. There's another little bump between the two cars. There's compromised Beserker, three side by side, and Zafiro's taking advantage of that, and he's got to pass both of them. Fantastic move. Let's have a look at that again. That was fantastic. Oh no, but Craig's got back in front. Oh, that's a fantastic sequence. Let's go back again. Watch that from Zafiro's point of view. Backs out of it here. Beserker looks up the inside of the Corvette. They go a little bit of sideways contact, but Zafiro nips through. Very opportunistic move there from Zafiro. Craig gives him another little tap, which just pushes Zafiro ever so wide. He gets braking late. But the Craig then goes back up on the inside of Zafiro. This is fantastic racing. I do want to give Scrap Drifter some airtime because at the moment Scrap Drifter's in the lead, and then you can see Corvette with Blacky's catching his lead group. But this is exciting stuff. 40 minutes in. 1, 2, 3, separated by that distance, and that's air. Coming into the Porsche curves. Now this is where the Ferrari was very, very strong, although I get that wrong there. I know I remember getting that wrong. These two boys fighting the CC. The Corvette's drifted wide again. Zafiro yet again is right at the tailpipes of that Corvette in front. It's giving him a little nudge. He's looking up the inside here, going past the kart in. Beserker's now got a nice drive as well. Coming up to the Ford chicane. Is Zafiro going to try and outbrake the Corvette? No. Well, he does think about it, but doesn't quite manage to make it stick. Oh, this is brilliant racing here from the GR3 boys. Beserker's just drifted off a little bit, and as you can see, there's Mark in his second Corvette car. Where's Sarex? He's a little bit off the pace. So we just go back up here. Oh, Zafiro dives up the inside of Craig into the Dunlop chicane, and Berserk again has been held up. Just when he's got a bit of a run, he's getting held up by the back end of that Corvette. Well, Scrap Drifter's now pitted. Sorry, Scrap, you didn't get your moment of glory. So now Zafiro's out in front of that Corvette. He's going board with Berserker. Can the Zafiro start to pull away from Craig? Oh, just glorious, absolutely glorious. I love those. Coming towards the camera shots and the car screaming. Three different manufacturers, three different drivers. Obviously, three different drivers. That's a stupid thing to say. Lovely shots here. Is the Corvette going to make a move on that Porsche? Surprised he's not. Oh, Berserker's having a look on the Corvette though. Oh, backs out of it there. Is the Corvette. Oh, Berserker's got a little bit leery at the exit, the second chicane. He's going board with Craig now. Has he got a run on that Porsche down to the Mulsanne corner? He's not got into the slipstream of the Porsche. He's getting really close now. Not quite. Mental Nev's back into the lead in the GR1 field as well. We'll go back to that in a minute. In fact, we'll have a look at what's going up front now. So here's Mental Nev. Oh, Mental Nev's now catching this lead group as well. Anyway, flashing his lights there. He's gone past Blackie. He's about to catch that lead group of three, the GR3 boys of. Beserker, as you can see just in front, Beserker, Zafiro and Craig. He's going on board with Nev as he tries to make his way through the GR3 boys for the second time. Well, no, probably not the second time. But Zafiro's now. Oh, Zafiro's still in there, wasn't he? Nev's found a nice place to get past the GR3 crew. Where's GRC Racing though? He's still got to get through that lead group. Bob has now made his way up to third. Scrap Drifter's back to fourth. Peter Mister's fifth. Dan sixth. Aaron's still chugging away back here in seventh. Well played, Aaron. Zafiro 8th. He's just started to pull away a little bit now from the Corvette as JRC Racing's now making his way through the field. He's got caught in the middle of the GR3 field in the Ford chicane. That's going to compromise his speed. He's now going to get past Zafiro now. So yeah, he makes his way through the field. So there's Bobby in all of this. Bobby's a bit further away. So there's not much going on. GR1 field spread out a little bit now. Oh, Peter Mister's got that very wide Arnage. Has he got damage? No, he hasn't got damage. Dan's dropped back to 6th. Aaron's back there. Aaron's catching up to Dan though. So in the meantime, Zafiro now coming to Tete Rouge. It's got a bit, because the have to remember this as well. Oh, it's very wide again through Tete Rouge. I remember this during the race, at that point of the race, because the GR, as you saw, the GR3 cars were lying astern, and then with the GR1 cars all coming through the field, it split us up a little bit. As you can see here, coming down the Moors end, Zafiro clocking 171. Corvette doing 178, so he's gaining. But unfortunately, the Ferrari's now out of slipstream and starting to lose touch with the boys in front. As Bobby is coming up to overtake the Ferrari. Here goes Bobby. So there's GR3 boys now. It's a bum fight between Zafiro. Oh, look at that, lovely. Zafiro and Craig, but just about to be caught by Bobby. Let's go on board with Craig. There's a GR1 car going past. There goes Bobby. Catching up to that pink pig again. Yeah, definitely dropped Beserker-Boy now. So now the GR3 race is basically between these two. Zafiro and Craig coming down to Indianapolis. Oh, Craig's got a nice run here. You can see he's getting the slipstream. Catching up to the back end of that Porsche. Oh, he backs out of it. Backs out of it. Either fuel saving or just taking it easy in that Corvette. Backed out of that very early. Through Arnage. Oh, no, didn't mean to do that. Meant to do that. Oh, I'm not going to do anything at the moment. I'm going to watch this. Here comes Craig. This is the battle for the lead of the GR3 into the Porsche curves. Zafiro blocks the inside line, but Craig's looking very menacing in that Corvette. Through the Porsche curves. We've been racing now for 50 minutes, and this is the distance between first and second in the GR3. And there's Beserker now in third. It's just a little bit off the pace between those two. But no, the Porsche looks so stable through the Porsche curves, ironically. Oh, staying out again. Right. Oh, Craig's got it horribly wrong into the fourth chicane. Oh, that could have been so disastrous. Yes, you see. Scrap Drifter has to bail out. Let's look at that again from Scrap Drifter's point of view. So here we come into the fourth chicane. Craig's going to get it wrong into the entrance into the fourth chicane. Drifts wide. Scrap Drifter dives up the inside. Oh, gets his braking wrong to avoid the GR3 boys. That could have been disastrous, but that's what's caused a little bit of a gap now between Zafiro in 8th and Craig in 2nd. Right then, I'm going to have a drink and then we'll take you through the field and see who's doing what. And at the 1 hour mark, I'm going to go and get another coffee and have a little break while I leave the action on. Right, so Mental Nev is in the lead from JRC Racing. Let's go through the timings, see what the kind of gaps are. At the moment, Nev, let's go into the track map, there we go. Nev is leading JRC Racing by 5 seconds. Bobby is 19 seconds behind. Am I right in thinking that's 19 seconds behind Racing or Nev? Now I've got myself thinking, I can't remember. Put in the comments below. Bobby says plus 19 there. Is that plus 19 from JRC Racing or from the race leader Nev? Scrap Drifter Oh, it must be. Oh, it's the car in front. Obviously, there you go, because the times went down there. So Bobby is now 20 seconds away from racing. Scrap Drift was 18 seconds off Bobby. Peter misses 34 seconds off of Scrap. Dan is 32 seconds away from Peter. Aaron's been catched after his first couple of laps shenanigans, starting to reel in Dan. He's only 16 seconds behind. In the meantime, Zaf is the lead GR3 car, and he's 3.2 seconds ahead of Craig. Beserker's 4 seconds behind that. TC Idol's 27 seconds behind Beserker. Blackie's 8 seconds behind TC. Sayrex is 13 seconds behind that, and Grim 6 seconds behind that. Crazy is 43 seconds behind Grim. So they're all properly strung out now, coming back up towards about the halfway mark in the race. So let's, while we have a moment, go with someone who we haven't been with before. Let's go to there's 2 people I want to go on board with. Oh, Nev's into the pits. Let's go on board with Crazy. The man with the migraine. He's manfully trying to get that Aston around. You can tell by the lap times he's suffering. His fastest lap looks like it's a 4:06, which is about 6 seconds off the pace. So he's obviously feeling it. That's a big chunk of curb there. He's got his indicators on. So JRC Racing's in the lead now that Nev's gone into the pits. What speed does he get up to? That's 71. Brakes a little bit too early there. There's Pav. Looking through the rear of his car. Coming down the Mulsanne. Let's have some glory shots of Pav coming down the Mulsanne with his indicator on. There's GR1 cars in the distance. Here comes Pav. Sounds glorious. Right then, so let's go on board with Grim. He's got a battered front end of that Porsche. He's had some fun and games at the front of that Porsche. Look at the front end of that Porsche. He's hit something quite hard. It's dropped him back through the field. His fastest time is a 4 minute. It's just a 4 minute dead almost. So Grim's got the pace, but he's just dropped off. He's obviously had some sort of incident. You can tell from the front end of that Porsche, which obviously looks like it's been stuck together now with gaffer tape. All that grey at the front. He's hit something head on. Probably wrecked the car at some point. But the engineers have got it, mechanics have got it running again, so he's back here in 7th place. Let's have a look. There's Grim. So where's TC Idol? The sister Aston car. He's just made a pit stop. His fastest lap's a 4:01, so he's not as fast as the guys behind, but he's kept it cleanish, and is up in 5th place here. No, 6th place, sorry. The GR3 boys. Looking resplendent in that nice royal blue. If you look at the right there, his lap times are very consistent. 4:01, 4:01, 4:01. For a period anyway, and then another 4:01. Alright, JRC Racing's into the pits. go back to have a check out what Cerex is doing in a minute. In the meantime, let's go back up to. So where's Mental Nev? Oh, there we go. Oh, Mental Nev. He's just got past Crazy. Is he going to get out in front of GR1 Racing? No. Yes, he is. There's GR1 Racing. Oh, this is close now. This is for position. This is for position. Where's Scrap Drifter? Oh, he's coming in the start-finish straight. So GR1 Racing can see the lead car. Just to make sure that's right. It says 3 seconds there. That looks less than 3 seconds to me. We're 56 minutes in, and this is the battle for first and second. Still as tight as can be. They're trying to lose a slipstream with the car in front. Not very defensive. Let's look at the timings now. Yeah, 1.5 seconds now splits these two. That's right. Let's go and board GR1 because I'm pretty sure GR1 is catching up to that Toyota in front of Nev. This is the closest battle on the circuit at the moment, and this is for the lead of the race. The premier group of GR1 drivers coming down to the second. Mulsanne chicanes. Nice tidy line there from Jason, where that Toyota scoots out the exit of corners. The Toyota's got better top end speed, so he might just start catching back up just as we get to the Mulsanne corner. If not here, it'll be into Indianapolis. It'll be interesting to see how it happens here. Yep, it's caught right up. Look how quick that Toyota shoots away in front. Old Toyota versus, sorry, new Toyota versus old Toyota. Can Jason reel in this gap here? Into Indianapolis? No. Oh, Jason looks a bit leery there. But this is unfortunately the part of the circuit where the TSO 50 of Nev is going to be strong compared to the older version of the car, the TSO 30 with GR1 Racing. So Nev keeps managing to pull away at the exit of corners. He's got another gap now into the Porsche curves. Sounds great. That looks great as well. Never going to get bored of those sounds and sights. Oh, fantastic, nice. Oh, look at why they're neat driving from Nev, past karting, approaching the Ford chicane. Yeah, both these boys have recently just pitted as well, so this is for position. This is live. Similar sort of pit strategies, give or take a lap. Let's see if GR1 can catch back up into. Oh, drifts a bit wide into the entrance to the Dunlop chicane. Let's see if GR1 Racing can catch up to Nev down the Mulsanne straights. There into the entrance of Tete Rouge. He's not trying. There we go. I thought Jason would try and get into the slipstream. This is where he wants to get into it. He's catching up. He's definitely catching up along the straights. But Nev is so quick through the twisty sections. He's pulling that TSO 50 away. Cameraman there looking to pick up whoever's next. Oh, here we go. Jason's caught right back up now into second chicane. If he gets a nice run out here, he could be close again into the Mulsanne corner. Yeah, he's definitely really close now. Look at this. 1 hour in, and that's the distance between first and second. Jason's had it. I think he had an issue early on in the race where he got a bit damaged. I'm not sure if Nev has had any damage. But this is a battle for the lead. Very shortly I'm going to have a tea break. I'll keep the stream running though. Looks like they're catching someone up as well now. Here's Grim in 14th place. He might get in the way of these two boys unintentionally. GR1 Racing looks a little bit more leery coming through Indianapolis than Nev does. Nev looks a little bit more settled. Into Arnage. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Let's go on board the JLC. So the GR3 car's not affected the two here. You can see Nev gets such a great drive out of each of these corners. Very wide there from Nev. He's got that completely wrong into the entrance to the Porsche curves, as you can see, which has just allowed Jason to catch up a little bit in the middle section of the Porsche curves, and now caught right back up the exit into coming up to karting. Nev again wide there. Jason still can't quite catch up to that Toyota in front. This is great racing for these two. And let's see, Nev shoots away. So where's Scrap Drifter on this? There's Scrap Drifter. Bobby's a little bit off the pace here. Peter Mister's back here in 5th. Dan is battered the front end of that Porsche at some point. And Rose back here. So let's look at the live timings again. So Rose is still thereabouts from Dan. He's only 18 seconds behind. Let's just check the GR3 boys. So Zafiro, after the boys got split up about 50 minutes in from the passing GR1 cars, Zafiro is now out in front of Craig Maximus. Coming down the Mulsanne. Look at the map at the top right there. Beserker-Boy still in 3rd. And there's Blackie in 4th. You can see Berserker up ahead. Sayrex back here. We'll come back to Sayrex in a bit. He's in 5th. TCI. Oh, what's going on there? Who was that? That is 1 and 2 going through the field. So Jason's still. Oh, I don't really want to get away from this. I want to get away from this, but I can't. This is exciting stuff between these two. Surely Jason's got a run on Nev at some point coming down the Mulsanne. And it's hopefully, or maybe, as they're starting to carve their way through the field, it's going to compromise Nev at some point, where JRC can take advantage. Still can't separate these two excellent drivers now. Nev still gets just a little bit of a gap between him and Jason at the exit of all these corners. Jason's catching right up to the back bumper or rear diffuser of that Toyota in front. Oh, I see that. Jason gets very leery into Indianapolis each time. So look at the tyres. So Nev's tyres are pretty good. Jason's tyres a little bit, much better actually. Jason's tyres are much better than Nev's. So the tyre wear on that TSA 50 suffering more than the TSA 30. I'm definitely starting to lose my voice. Nev's now been, there we go, Nev has finally been compromised by GR3 car. Oh, and Jason's gone through as well. Oh, and he's put Blackie off his, oh my word, what's happened there? Let's go back and look at that again from Blackie's point of view. Here we are on board with Blackie. He's been caught now. It looks like he's actually got duct tape on the back of that car. He's about to get harassed by two GR1 cars at the exit of Porsche curves. Oh, Blackie was just too wide, slams a car, smashes it up, and he's got proper damage. Looks like, oh, get off the racing line, Blackie. Get off the racing line, there we go. So he was about to pit anyway, but he's now got damage. He's just going to lose him time. I think Blackie just could have turned in a bit. Let's just look at one more time. He seems to get his, if you watch this closely, he gets his front right wheel is on the grass there, and he could start turning in because that GRC racing car, the GR1 car, is now pretty much almost past. So he could turn in, but I think he's just lost on the grass. He's on the grass. He's there. He turns in. That's what's caused it. He's just misjudged ever so slightly. After 1 hour 5 minutes, the front right of his car is on the grass, and that's why it's not turning in. Tries to turn in and gets it slams into the side. Oh, and they're now catching Beserker-Boy. He was just a little bit further up the road. Let's go on board with JLC Racing now. Coming up to start lap 21, or is this lap 20? No, this is lap 20. Oh, let's go on board JLC. Now up to the Beserker through the Dunlop chicane under the Dunlop bridge. Well, Beserker's now compromised Nev. Nev's had to go out wide. Beserker's now compromised a little bit. JLC Racing. Beserker's now oh no! JLC Racing gets it wrong. Oh, has he got damage? He's got damage. He's got front damage and the front left damage. And I know Beserker's got damage as well. Let's look at that again. It just looks like, yeah, Beserker's trying to just keep to the racing line. And I think Jason was just a bit too quick on the acceleration. Tries to undercut Beserker, hits the rear of the Ferrari. As just compromises Jason's chance now to keep up with Nev. Both drivers stay on the circuit. Unfortunate, that's Le Mans for you. That's one of those unfortunate things. Jason got it ever so slightly wrong. Just squeezed it. So probably could see Nev just starting to get away. He was trying to catch up to him before the Mulsanne. Just got it slightly wrong and clips the back end of Beserker. Let's go back to Beserker to see if Beserker's got damage. Yep, Beserker's got rear end damage as well on the rear diffuser. Unfortunately not too bad. But that's probably cost JRC Racing a chance to keep up in this stint, that's for sure. So, where's Bobby? Let's come down to Mulsanne. So he's not too far away from those guys in front. Gets it wrong into the entrance to the first chicane. Manages to avoid an accident. So let's look at the track map and look at the timings. So Nev's now got a 2.5 second lead. Bob is 30 seconds behind that. So everyone is now properly, as you can see with the times, is strung out. Although Blackie's only 1.4 seconds behind Sayrex. So we can go back down to that. There's Sayrex and there's Blackie. So this is a battle for position with Blackie and Sayrex. Right, so while this is happening, I'm going to leave this battle here. Actually, I'll leave it with Sayrex because I've not been with him yet. There we go, and I'm going to have a quick coffee break while I leave the stream running with these glory shots of Sayrex and Blackie. Back in a moment. Okay, and we're back. It looks like I left it at a good place as well, because Sayrex battling for position here with Mark all that time been away. I also can notice that GR1 Racing in third. Bobby's up there in front, yep. I think GR1 Racing, yeah, he's pitted. Get rid of that damage. Nev's out in front of these two by quite a fair amount now. Flashing his lights are crazy. Oh, gets him into the first chicane. So let's just go through the field. Mental Nev's there in first place. There's Bobby in second. Slowly but surely, and he's still very leery into the entrance of the first chicane. Second, GR1 Racing's pitted now, trying to catch back up to that group. Scrap Drifters in fourth. Peter Misters has got past Craig in fifth. Dan's in sixth. Toro's still in seventh. Zafiro's the lead GR3 car in first. Craig has dropped off from Zafiro. Beserker's in third in the Ferrari. Blackie and Sayrex at the moment. This is the closest battle. The lead 1, 2, 3 cars. Oh, Sayrex ties up the inside there. Has he got a position? He has. Nice move there from Sayrex. There we go. There's Blackie. So Sayrex has taken that position back in that Ferrari. He used to have been battling for the last 10 minutes while I've gone and got myself a drink and something to eat. He's starting to slowly. Can he pull away from that Corvette? Unfortunately, coming down the Mulsanne straight, probably not. Let's go back up to the front. So there's Nev, just coming through Indianapolis. Here comes Bobby now in second place. He's got GR1 Racing right up his tailpipes. So while we watch this, I'm going to have a quick bite to eat that I've just got. This is fantastic driving between these two. Coming up the Dunlop Bridge. JLC hopefully doesn't get another bit of damage. This is the same spot where he picked up damage. Oh! Damage with Beserker a few laps ago. It's right in the tailpipes of that Audi in front. I'm not sure if it's the internet lag or something. Bobby looks a bit jerky on the screen. Side by side, screaming down the Mulsanne straight now, coming down to the first chicane. JLC's got his nose in front of that Audi. Pulls out in front by the chicane's braking place. And again, Bobby's very leery through the first chicane. Can Bobby get a slipstream back by the end of the second chicane? He's right in the slipstream of that Toyota in front. Maybe these two leapfrogging each other is going to catch them back up. Yes, Bobby does in the out. He's got straight back past the Toyota. Bobby gets back into second place. Fantastic stuff. the Toyota going to get back underneath the Audi into Mulsanne corner? No, but can GRC Racing get the Toyota now past the Audi into Indianapolis? Let's keep an eye on these two. Oh, sorry, there's a scrap drifter back there. I wish the game, as you can see as the cars go past, it's got 7 there. Oh, it has got 3 lights on. Has it got 2 lights on the side of Bobby's car? It has! Oh good, I didn't realise that. That's actually worked. You can see that Bobby's got 2 lights next to his number 23. That signals his position in the race. He's second in the class as well. As you can see inside of JRC Racing, he's got 3 lights next to his number. If JRC Racing gets in front of Bobby, you should see those 3 lights then go there too, and vice versa on Bobby. So let's keep an eye on that. If we go up to Nev, I do want to go up to Nev, but I believe that's for the class lead as well as the race lead in this case. We'll have to check to see if the GR3 cars have it, but that's a nice little touch of realism from the game. Those 3 lights, 2 lights on the side of the cars designating their position in the race, in their class. Oh, Bobby's gone in. So, when JRC, yep, there you go. JRC's now got 2 lights on the side of that car, which designates he's second. Let's go up to Nev. There should be just 1 light on the side of his car. Yep, there's Nev with 1 light. Just by the number 6. So let's go. There's 3 lights on the side of Bobby's car. Please, that little bit of detail is in the game. Also, just realised it helps with the designating who's in the lead a bit easier. Where's Bobby's lost 3rd place to Scrap Drifter. Scrap Drifter's already gone through. Where's Peter Mister? Oh, he's stood at the Porsche curves, just scraping the wall there. And here comes Bobby now. See, he's all jerking out there. I'm sure it's something to do with Bobby's internet. So let's go to the GR3 cars to see if there's lights on these cars as well. No, it doesn't look like there is. Zafiro's still out in front, and there's Craig behind him. So those lights are only gonna. I thought the lights would be there for the class lead, not just the race lead. Beserker's still in 3rd. Blackie's in 4th. He's dropped Sayrex. Is this for position? Yes, it is. This is for position. Sayrex has dropped right off. So he's had a pit stop, I think. That's what it is. And he's now been caught by TC Idle. This is for position, 12th and 13th. Grimm's too far away behind from this. Let's go on board with the Aston Martin driver, TC Idle. See if Aston power is like versus Ferrari power. Coming up to the Porsche curves. Not making any pressure on the Ferrari, as I said. Oh no, Sayrex got it wrong. He's in the kill. He's got damage as well. What happened to Sayrex there? I was about to say, like, as I was in the Ferrari's really good for the Porsche curves. I'm not sure what Sayrex has done wrong here. Let's go on board, see what happens here. So this, oh, I told you the Ferrari gets Larry. Told you the Ferrari's Larry. It seems to just want to bin it at every corner. It's really hard to drive. It's really hard to drive consistently for 2 hours, that's for sure. I'll tell you what, by the time the race was finished as a Ferrari driver, I was exhausted because that Ferrari just wants to go sideways through every right-hand corner on the track. Even into the pit entry, it was really difficult. I've had to put traction control on my Ferrari just to try and keep it on the straight and narrow, So it's coming into the pits now. He's going to have to get that repair done. Fortunately, it looks like he was out of fuel anyway. He's coming into the pits that lap as well, so he's not really lost a lot of time. But he's losing a bit more extra time now after the fueling. The fuel is still going in. There's the repairs happening now, and out he goes. So he's lost a little bit of time, but not too much, thankfully. Grim's now got up to 5th. There's TC Idol coming down the Mulsanne. He's not too far away from Blackie. Let's have a look at the time gap. From Blackie to TC Idol. Yeah, it's 7 seconds. Right, let's go through the field, see what the nearest battles are. 6 seconds, 22. Ooh, yeah, it looks like Aaron he's been racing. He had that instant on the lap 1, has finally gained a place. Here we go. This is for position. Dan with total rows. And as these boys are coming up to a battle in front of Crazy. Oh no, get out of the way. Oh, there's cars all over the place. Dan's got through as well. So yeah, everyone's clean through before Indianapolis. Oh, Dan's gone very wide. Hits the kitty litter. There's the GR3 cars coming straight back past. Dan nearly hits the barriers and managed to avoid it. Oh, Aaron's on fumes though in that Toyota. So he's about to lose the position he's got. Does Dan need a pit stop? No, Dan's just pitted. So following Dan now in that beautiful looking Porsche. Past Crazy. He's got the other indicator on. Oh no, it's the same indicator. Where is it? No, he's got the other indicator on now. Crazy had the right indicator before. He's now got the left. Oh, Dan sneaks in front of the Porsche into the Porsche curves. And as Zafiro, the lead GR3 car, is making his way through the field. He's just lapped Crazy. Where's Craig? Craig's just entering the Porsche curves. Beserker's just coming up to the Porsche curves. So GR3 boys strung out. They all seem to get strung out from that when they GR1 battle and have not really managed to catch each other back up. Black is now on his own. TC Idol's not too far from Blackie. Grim's way off from TC Idol though. So the GR3 field looks like it's now properly strung out. So let's go back to the GR1s. Aaron's going to the pits. Why is it not letting me change? Why is it not letting me change these games playing up? There we go. Sorry about all that flicking. The game was not letting me do that. There we go. So let's go back up to where I was with Mental Nev. Here we go. So there's Nev going through the Ford chicane to start lap 26. Jersey Racing is not too far behind. You can see Nev just up the road ahead. Scrap Drifters coming to the exit of Porsche because he's about 30 seconds or so, 20 seconds behind. There's Bobby. Bobby's not too far behind. Scrap. So the GR1 boys, even after 1.5 hours racing. Oh, Scrap looks like he's into the pits. Yep, there's Scrap into the pits. So the GR1 boys are still. There we go. Bobby's now got 3 lights on his car. It's very scraggy. I think it's more to do with the internet than it is Bobby's driving style. Three lights on his car. Scrap Drifters. Beautiful livery there. These Rothmans inspired Porsche. Just had a Ferrari go past. It's Peter Mister. 5th. He's coming into pits as well, so he's not going to get past Scrap Drifter. Dan is now ahead of Total Rose. There's Total Rose. Let's go through the field. So Zafiro, GR3. Craig in 2nd, Beserker 3rd, Blackie 4th. Just been caught by Bobby. There goes Bobby past the Corvette. TC Idol can just about see Blackie just up the road ahead. Sayrex, they're all really strung out now. All of the cars properly strung out. There's a Ferrari Sayrex just in the background, so that's the distance. So who's behind Sayrex is Grim, who's just been overtaken by Scrap Drifter. Go aboard a Scrap Drifter then. We watch Scrap Drifter now on board a Scrap. Coming up, who's that in front? Is that Sayrex? Yeah, that's Sayrex in the Porsche GR1. Is he going to get Sayrex under braking? No, it's too far away. Right up to the tailpipes. That Ferrari catches very quick in the braking zone. Dives up the inside. Now cleanly through. There's Peter Misters back here in 5th. Still a long way off. Right, so let's look at the timings. See where the nearest battle is. So at the moment, Mental Nev is still only 5 seconds ahead of JLC in 2nd, but the rest of the field is properly strung out. 29 seconds, 28. Go to the little track map so you can see it that way. 32, 56, 23. Zafiro, the lead GR3 car, has got. Oh, someone's just. What's that? Oh, Zafiro's must have gone into the pits. What's going on with that then? Has Zafiro gone into the pits? Because now it's saying Craig is. Yep, there we go. Craig is now into the lead in the GR3 class. It's got a quarter of a tank left. The Beserker's into the pits as well. Zafiro's still not come out of the pits. Still fueling up. No damage. Out he goes. And here comes Beserker from 3rd place into the pits. How far ahead is he from Blackie? There we go. Out goes Beserker. There's Blackie. It's just coming into the stadium complex now. There's TC Idol, it's just excellent karting, and these are so they're all fairly within touch. You can just see Blackie up the road there, can the Aston Martin driver. And Sayrex not too far away. So just one little instant. Speaking of instance, what's happening with Grim there? He's very wide at the exit, the Porsche curves. Does anyone know why Grim's got a bit of bog roll there on his dashboard? Or what that is actually meant to be? Yeah, very wide there from Grim. That cardboard plastic tube there on the right, just by his hand on the right, inside the cockpit, what is that meant to be? Is that meant to be a pipe for air to come out into the driver's face, or is it just an empty loo roll for where Grim has had a moment and has used up all the toilet paper? Not sure. Anyway, let us know in the comments. So far we've only lost one driver at the moment. Street Boy was having a fairly good practice sessions. 29 minutes to go. Fatigue must be setting into these drivers now. One light on that car designates Nev is in the lead. JRC Racing will not give up this chase, so he's in 2nd place. Can see Nev just up the road. Closing stages of the race. 28 minutes to go. Some of these boys will be making only about one more pit stop, and then it'll be a sprint to the finish. Comes JLC. Carnage. So the gap was 5 seconds. It's still 5.3 seconds. There's the gap. 5.3 seconds between Mental Nev and JLC Racing. Bob is 27 seconds behind that. Craig is at the moment in the lead Corvette, lead GR3 car. He's 21 seconds ahead of Zafiro, but I'm pretty sure Craig is going to need to make a pit stop fairly soon. Yep, he's got about an eighth of a tank of fuel left. He's coming through the Porsche curves. I suspect he might be coming into pit this lap. And I know we've been streaming that for an hour and a half, but I've just noticed Nev and JLC Racing are in, probably maybe for the last pit stops, not sure. Half an hour, still a long way to go. Just watch. Yep, crazy. I've just noticed after an hour and a half streaming, the fuel gauge actually goes up down the bottom left as the fuel's going in during the pit stop. If you watch down there, it says 447.7 on Craig's fuel. I'm not sure what that actually means. Is that his capacity? Is that what he's got left? So watch the fuel gauge start to fill up. Start to fill up. Is it going to start to fill up? Come on. It was doing it on Zafiro's one. Not sure what's going on here. Why is it not going up? Oh, there we go. Well, it did it on the last pit stop with Zafiro. I noticed that the fuel gauge went round. And 447.9 seems to be the capacity. Yeah, there we go. Zafiro's got 647.6 in his car. What's the... Aaron's got 8. So we'll go through the GR3 division, see who's got the best fuel. So the Corvette's only got 448 litres. I guess that's 4.4 litres of fuel. Or gallons maybe? Not sure. Beserker's got 795. Blackie's got 788. What's going on? I don't understand that. What is that all about? How come Blackie has got 788? Oh, he's getting feisty there with Peter, mister. Through the Dunlop. Really not sure what that's about. That figure underneath the fuel gauge, if anyone knows, let me know. Anyway, I digress. We were going through... Oh, Bobby's into lead after through all of that because Bobby hasn't pitted. He's going to need to pit soon. He's now out in front of Mental Nev, and there's JLC Racing behind. So still, here we go. 25 minutes to go. Someone's just replied. That's the total mileage for the car. Is that the total mileage it can do? But this is, it can't do 700. Like for example, at the moment it says JLC Racing can do 588.4. Is that 500? That can't be right. That's 588 miles or 588 kilometres. Or is that? Oh, that's the total mileage for the car. Oh, I see. As in, like, that's how many it's done during this race. Ah, got ya. Now that can't be right either. Total miles driven. So it says that Mental Nev's done 920 miles, whereas JLC Racing's done 589. That can't be right. Oh, since owned. Oh, I see. Fair enough. In the meantime, Nev's still getting held up here from Bobby. Thanks for the feedback, Mark. Bobby's in first place, but he's not going to be there for much longer. He's got 20 odd minutes to go. He's going to need to pit stop. Probably not this pit, not this lap. So his first place in the GR1 division. He's now held up Nev. There's Nev in second, and there's JLC Racing. They've been at this for the entire race, and they're still line astern after 1 hour 38 minutes. What fantastic racing from these boys. Scrap Drifter's not too far behind, so if anything happens, oh, that's very right, Scrap. Anything happens with the boys up front, he could still possibly steal a podium position. It's been quite static with the GR3 league though. Zafiro's still quite a long way out in front of Craig, who's a long way out in front of Beserker, who's a fair way out in front of Blackie, who's TC's not caught up. Sayrex and Grim are fighting for position back here. Have to keep an eye on that. And Crazy's a lap down. So in the meantime, this is where the main excitement is though. 1, 2, 3. Line astern. Bobby certainly is going to have to pit though. These two boys maybe not. Oh, Mental Nev's got damage. Where has Nev got damage? Where has Nev picked that damage up? He's got rear right damage. Must have tapped something somewhere, a barrier somewhere. Just quickly look back, see if I can find it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, he's got it a long time ago. Over 20. He's in the pits with Nev is in the pits with damage. And he doesn't get it fixed. Is that a mistake there from Nev? He's still come out of the pits. He's forgotten to get that damage fixed. I'm not sure he's picked that damage up. But he came out of the pits with the damage still on. Oh, not sure what's going on there, Nev. So we're going to have to flick forward now 22 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. So back to where we were. Nev with damage on the right rear of that Toyota. It's going to affect his handling. It's a drama in the late stages. Mistake there from Nev in the pit stop was JSC's not got any damage. So surely that's going to compromise Nev somehow, some way, either with the handling or top end speed of that Toyota. So Bobby, we know he's going to pit. He can't keep that Audi out. He's going to lose his lead. So at the moment we've got Nev. He's made a pit stop, but he didn't get his damage sorted. Out in the lead, and GR1 Racing has got a clean car here in third place. As I said, Zafiro and Grim are fighting. I'll just go back to that in a moment. Let's have a quick look now. Actually, just while we've got a moment. The line astern. So Sayrex and Grim still line astern here, themselves racing close now. The Porsche curves. Grim's half a tank halfway through. Oh, looks like Sayrex is going to have to pit sometime soon as well. Oh, see the side. You see what I mean by that Ferrari gets sideways through corners. Just the rear end just doesn't want to grip down at all. It gets so, it's the hilarious car in the field, I'd say. Got a quarter of a tank now as Sayrex. In the meantime, let's go back up to these three boys. It's all brewing nicely now for the last 20 minutes. So, final stint coming up. Bobby's going to be pitting. It's really going to be down to Mental Nev and JRC Racing. You've got a damaged car from Mental Nev. Is he going to be able to nurse that car back? He's missed his opportunities to get it fixed before the end of the race. 20 minutes. Oh, drama here at the last stages. Sure, this is the moment where Bobby comes into the pits as well. Through the Porsche curves. Under a quarter of a tank now for Bobby. 20 minutes to go, so he's losing his grip. Surely this is the moment, this lap or maybe the next he comes in. It should be this one. He's staying out another lap. Oh, his tyres are absolutely exhausted though. Probably so are the drivers. Gets it slightly wrong then. Spins it up as the exit of the fourth chicane. So he's stood out in lead. He's got another lap of fuel to go. Nev doesn't seem to be compromised too much with that damage on his right rear. Not sure how it's going to affect his top end speed or his acceleration, but it should be affecting him somehow. Go back to Sayrex is still out in front of Grim here. This is still going on. The Porsche driver with his bog roll there on his dashboard still can't find a way through past Sayrex. Where are we now? Coming down to the Bull's Own corner. Lap 25. Can the Porsche find a way past that Ferrari? Seems to be. Is he on a fuel saving strategy? Seems to be. He eased off then. Oh, Sayrex has drifted wide. Oh, sorry. It's just didn't need to do that side by side now. This is for position. Porsche versus Ferrari, screaming down towards Indianapolis. Sayrex has just got out in front. Sayrex has hardly got any fuel. So Sayrex will have to be pitting at some point soon. Grim bails out of trying to make a move past that Ferrari. Coming to Arnage. Crazes into the pits. Just keep up with these until we get through the Porsche curves and then go back up to the race in front. 18 minutes to go. Grim gets a little bit wide there. Still can't find a way past his Ferrari. When's Sayrex? Sayrex must be coming into pit this lap. If he is, be his last pit stop. Blackie's in for a pit stop. TC Idle's in for a pit stop. That should be their last. 17 minutes to go. Fuel to the end. There we go. Sayrex into the pits. So Grim's now going to get 13th place or 5th place. Is that? I think. Yep. In the division. Let's go back out through the field. So while we have the last few moments of this, oh, Bobby's been. Oh, so Nev's got past Bobby. Let's just quickly flip back to see where we've got that. So there we go. Where did Nev get past Bobby, or did I just look at that wrong? Right. While we watch this, they've also pulled out a bit of a gap there between them and JRC Racing. It was dropped back a little bit. Yeah, Nev gets... Oh, missed that. Sorry. Go back and do that again. So Nev gets a great run out from Arnage coming up to the Porsche curves. Even with a damaged car. I wonder if JRC Racing knew that Mental Nev, or suspected that Nev had a damaged car. Oh, there's more damage now. Oh, that was extremely leery from Bobby there. Let's go back, and again he tries to go up the inside of Mental Nev into the entrance of the Porsche curves. That could have taken them both off at the very end of the race. That's so close to disaster for both drivers. So close. Managed to escape by not having any damage, although Mental Nev already had rear right damage before that. Now Bob is backed off completely, and now JRC Racing. So are any of these drivers going to pits? Finally Bob is into the pits. So we have 15 minutes to go. These boys must be racing, could be racing to the end. I'm not sure how long they're... As I didn't drive the GR1 cars too much, I'm not sure about their capacity for how many laps they can do before they pit. But this is the car, the lead car, which is just here, has got damage to the right rear, which he's picked up a long time ago, and he forgot to get sorted during the pit stop. Interested to see if this compromises him anyway. So with 15 minutes to go, I'm just going to have a quick bite to eat as we watch this race for the lead, and then we'll go for one final stint before the end of the race. This is great stuff. So Nev has managed to keep that Toyota out in front of GR1 Racing for an entire lap despite the damage. In the meantime, I just noticed here also it's all starting to come together now, because Blackie is just that distance ahead from TC Idle. We've got 13 minutes to go. We'll go through the field, see if anyone is due for a pit stop. Oh no, look at this. This is so close. I don't really want to miss this. Oh, what was that? Oh, what happened back there? Yeah, GR1 Racing's got... Oh, disaster. Disaster at the end of the race. Near towards the end of the race. That was grim, unfortunately. Grim got it very leery at the exit, the Porsche curves, and he's hit GR1 Racing. Oh, disaster. Grim spins that Porsche up, comes across the track, hits GR1 Racing. Oh, racing incident. Nothing they can do, but oh, it's disaster. It's compromised the race. He's got engine damage. Fortunately, again, it's just at the point of the race where he's right near the pit stops. In the meantime, Nev has stayed out. He might have an opportunity now to get that tyre fixed if he comes in at the end of this lap. Let's just look at that again, because that was dramatic moments there. What happened with Grim? Grim just comes out the Porsche curves. Just gets a bit too, hits the kitty litter, comes across, takes out a taps the GR1 car, gets massive damage at his front and left as well. Unfortunate set of circumstances there for everyone involved. And now Grim's going to lose his 11th position. Not only is it affected the top two, Grim's going to lose 12th place to Mark, who looks like he's fueled and suited and booted to go to the end of the race. TC Idles, though, right, is really close behind. It's all come together at the back end of the race. They've been driving now for nearly 1 hour 50 minutes, 10 minutes to go. TC Idles battling for 4th place here with Mark after all this time. GR1 Racing, he's just come out of the pits now. So we'll go through the field and the gaps. This is go through the field. So Mental Nev, he's got half a tank. It looks like he's fueled to the end. Damage on the right rear of his car. He's had that damage since his last pit stop, and he didn't get it sorted. Let's just go through the timings. So at the moment, Mental Nev is 17 seconds ahead of Bobby, who's only 2 seconds ahead of JRC Racing. The rest of the field are strung out behind that. Zefiro's lead GR3 car is 29 seconds ahead of Craig, is 25 seconds ahead of Beserker. Beserker's 39 seconds ahead of Blackie, but TC Ido and Blackie is another nearest closest battle on track. This is all coming together really well now for the end of the race. On board with Mental Nev. The back end of that car must be suffering with handling. So JRC Racing had to make a late pit stop because of the unfortunate tap that he received from the Porsche. Scrap drifters back and forth, a bit too far off. So Bobby's pitted, so Bobby and JRC Racing there were racing for position at the moment with an ailing car out in front. I'm not sure if Nev is fuel saving at this point or what. 10 minutes to go. Well, 10 minutes till the time is up, and then they get to finish the lap they're on. Nev flashing his lights. I did say at the beginning of the stream, stick to the end, because I know there's some late lap drama. I don't think we've finished with it yet either. So Nev was 17 seconds at the end of this lap. We'll check the gap. When Nev crosses the line, we'll check the gap to Bobby. It was 17 seconds, and Bobby was 2 seconds ahead of JLC. Now flashing his lights furiously to anyone in front. Unfortunately, Beserker-Boy so concerned about the Porsche curves himself, he's not going to notice a GR1 car. He gets out of the way. So let's go back to Bobby and JLC Racing. Ooh, weird camera there. JLC Racing in second and third. His fourth is Scrap Drifter. Fifth is Peter Mister. He's had a very quiet race. Aaron's up to 6. He's kept his position ahead of Dan. So Dan's obviously had some sort of incident again. Zafira though, although not really been with him. Just reading your message, Mark. Didn't think I had enough fuel and eased off for a lap setting. Right. So anyway, Zafiro's been imperious out here for the GR3 league. He's been out in front and been very quiet, so he's in first place there. Craig's made his way through the field in second. Beserker in a really hard to handle Ferrari has managed to keep it on the track. He has had a few little moments. He's in third. Blackie fourth. Still not managed to pull away from TC Idol, so this battle is still live with 8 minutes to go. Sayrex a bit off the pace back here in fifth. Grimm's seventh. Crazy's back here in eighth. So one last check for his live timings. So Bobby's got it down to 13 seconds. He's taken a massive chunk out of Mental Nev there in that last lap. He's taken down to 12 seconds now. That time is dropping fast. There's 5 seconds gone in the last lap alone. So Nev must be fuel saving, and he's also on really worn tyres. There's still 8 minutes, which for the GR1 boys is at least 3 laps, I'd say, depending on when they finish. 3 laps to go for the GR1 boys, and Bobby's just taken 5 seconds out of Nev on the last one, so he's got time to catch up. If he can get a nice run. Nev's he's got past the GR3 car at a nice spot there. There's Bobby. There's Bobby coming down to Indianapolis. Where's GR3 Racing? Following Bobby. So here's Nev now trying to work his way through the GR3 field. Who's he coming up to next? It's Zafiro, the lead GR3 driver. He's going to get the Porsche again at a nice spot where he's not really compromised. I'm not sure Bobby's going to be so lucky. Oh, spins up the rear of the Audi. Where's JLC? JLC seems to have dropped off a little bit. 6 minutes to go. Just quickly check this battle back here. Blackie's managed to pull away from TC Idol a little bit now. Aston Martin driver there can't seem to reel in that distance, that gap. He's got half a tank. Blackie's got over half a tank. I think Black is managing that distance quite superbly at the moment. See, the Corvette coming into Indianapolis looks so stable, but when you look at Beserker-Boy and his Ferrari coming into Indianapolis, it's just all over the place. Back end just wants to step out. It's trying to go sideways, the back end. Really hard to keep an eye on that car. Right, so at the moment though, it really is a case of... Here we go. So we are... Oh, we're going to check the times, weren't we? It was 12 seconds. It's now down to 10, so it's taken 3 seconds out. And GR3 Racing is 3 seconds behind Bobby, so they've now taken... That was down to 9 seconds. He's now taken 8 seconds out of Mental Nev's lead in the last 2 laps. We've still got 5 minutes to go, which would be another 2 laps or so. This is going to be close. 1 hour 55 of racing. Oh, Nev gets that wrong into the entrance of the first chicane down the Mulsanne. Here comes Bobby into the first chicane of Mulsanne. And there's GR3 Racing following Bobby. Look, you can see the all three cars are still just about within one shot. Here comes Nev. If you look behind, you see the Corvette there. I think that's of Craig. We're going to see the other 2 cars. No, not quite yet. There's Nev. There's the other 2 cars. Here comes Bobby. Here comes JRC. This is 4th position. 4 minutes to go. So JRC had to make that pit stop due to that incident with Grimm. Oh, Bobby's gone wide! Bobby's gone wide! What happened there? Let's go on board with Bobby. Coming into the 2nd chicane along the Mulsanne. Seems to be... He's also not really going very fast. He's only got up to 184 there. What? Bobby must be on a fuel... Yeah, Bobby's on a fuel saving strategy. He's got a 1/8 of a tank left. He's only gone up to 180. Gets the braking wrong. Gets unsettled into the entrance to the first chicane. And there goes JLC Racing through. So JLC now has got back up to 2nd position. Has he got enough time to close the gap of 11 seconds between Nev and Racing in the final stages of the race? It's a big ask. 11 seconds in 4 minutes, so that's going to be 2 laps. In the meantime, Craig Maximus is caught right back up to Zafiro. Craig's got only 4 seconds behind, and Blackie's only 3 seconds in front of TC Idol. So have a quick look at that. So there's Craig. There's Zafiro coming out of... It looks like he's pitted on lap 27. He's just on a 3:56 lap. Yeah, pitted 4:27 and a 3:56 would be his exit lap. Again, the Porsche with a bog roll on the dashboard just to the right. So there's Zafiro now coming down to Indianapolis. His penultimate time. 3 minutes to go. Through there, coming up to Arnage. And where is Craig? Here's Craig. He's going to see first place just up the road. There's first place. Just in front of him. Arnage. He's 2 seconds, 3 seconds behind a win here in this class. Where's Beserker? Beserker's too far off. And Blackie's way off from Beserker. So third place looks fairly safe for Beserker at the moment. TCI is too far away from Blackie. Sayerex is on his own. Grimm's on his own. And Crazy's on his own. So 2 minutes to go. This will be Mental Nev's last lap. Bob is into the pits. He couldn't make it last. So 2 minutes to go. Gap is 10 seconds between first and second place. Sorry, flicking about too much. Let's go back to Nev up in first. Here's Nev. He's got a third or less than a quarter of a tank left. He's got his front racing soft tyres are exhausted. He's now coming down the Mulsanne straight. If he gets up to 200, he's still going flat out. Yep, 200 miles an hour. And there's JRC Racing just coming over the brow of the hill behind him. It was 10 seconds. Need to keep an eye on the time so I can see who finishes where. But what we do is I'll keep an eye on this until the end of the race and then go through the last lap for the other cars as well. JRC Racing, he's timed us to perfection. He's redlining on his fuel already. There's Nev now coming into the second chicane. It's a big ask. What's the gap down to? 7 seconds. Nev's coming down to the Mulsanne corner. There's Nev. Are we going to see JRC in the background yet? No, not quite. 7 seconds behind. Here's Nev. Still come down to the Mulsanne corner. Still can't quite see into the Mulsanne corner. For the last time, we are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done with the 2 hours. This is the last lap. There's Mental Nev. Here's JRC Racing at the Mulsanne corner. The gap between them after 2 hours of racing is now 6.9 seconds. It's tumbling down, but I don't think JRC's got enough track time to get back to catch up to Nev. Nev has been nursing that car for about the last half an hour, and before that he also had damage which he forgot to get sorted in the pit stop. He's had a battered car for the last half an hour. He's managed to keep it out in front, keep it on the track, strategise his fuel to keep it running until this moment, this lap. His front tyres are shot. Can't be any grip in them left. JRC Racing is desperately trying to catch up to him. But here's Nev. The gap now is down to, as we get into the Porsche curve, 6.7 seconds. It's not going to be enough. JRC Racing is not going to catch Mental Nev before the end of the lap. There's JRC Racing into the Porsche curves as Nev comes out of them. That's the distance. So Nev is going past karting. He's got... Can you see JRC Racing in the background? No, he can't quite see in the background. So Nev's into the Porsche chicane for the last time. He's going to win the MRC 2-hour Le Mans endurance race. Congratulations, Nev. Superb driving. Takes the checker flag. There's JRC Racing 3 seconds behind. And Bobby just got his strategy wrong near the end. Though he could have been in with a shout at first and second, but he's going to take a very respectable third place here for the podium. It is still looking a little bit ragged in that Audi, but there Bobby finishes in third place. Scrap Drifter coming down, where are we now, to the Porsche curves. Couldn't quite keep up with the lead group. It's getting caught here by Zafiro. He's got his hazard lights on. Zafiro doesn't want to be taken off. He's the lead of the GR3 cars at the moment. We'll do the GR3 in a second. We're going to go through the GR1 field as they finished. Here comes Scrap Drifter for the last time through the Ford chicane. It's going to finish a fantastic 4th place in that beautiful looking Porsche. Peter Mister is not too far behind in the second Audi. Coming up to the Ford chicane. He will finish in 5th place. I don't want to get caught with the finishing the race. Totoro's was 6th place. Kept it out in front of Dan, who was 7th. I just see the timings of those two, see what the difference was. So Aaron was 15 seconds in front of Dan. So Aaron finished in 6th place. Aaron was 1 minute 12 behind Peter Mister in 5th. So now we go back to the GR3 division. That was your GR1 runners, how they finished 1 to 7. So Zafiro, let's go back to him. Going through the Porsche curves for the last time. He got out in front, Zafiro. Here we go, Porsche curves, has lights on, doesn't want to be taken out this late stage. He got out in front around about the hour mark and has managed to get that Porsche further and further away from Craig Maximus, and has been very quiet for the last hour, but fantastic drive from Zafiro in the Pink Pig. He's going to win the GR3 division endurance. Oh, cuts a lot of corner there. GR3 division. And a superb drive from Zafiro. Well driven. Fantastic drive in the Porsche. So he finishes first. Craig is coming across the line now. Was that in second? Was it really that close? I didn't realise it was that close. Yeah, 4 seconds. So Zafiro was obviously easing off, but Craig, I was going to give you a bit more screen time than that, Craig, but blimey. Didn't realise it was that close. It was 3 seconds between Zafiro and Craig. Craig got through the field, carved his way through the field, and there's a magnificent second in that Corvette. Finishes the race now. Fantastic drive. Beserker-Boy in the really, really scary Larry Ferrari. Managed not to bin it, which is what the Ferrari wants to do near enough every corner. Again, a bit like the driver in front, lost touch around about the hour mark, but managed to keep the Ferrari on the track. Had a few moments, but managed to keep on the track, come back into a very respectable 3rd position. Well done, Beserker-Boy, nice drive. Blackie, who had a couple of offs, bit of damage from time to time in the Porsche curves, is going to finish in 4th place with the duct tape there on the back of his car. Great drive from Blackie, eventful drive from Blackie as well. Here he is coming down to the Ford chicane for the last time. The Corvette spitting flames out the side with the downshifting. Here he is, crosses the line now for 4th place. Kept it out in front of Grimm. Oh, hang on. Grimm for 5th place in the Aston Martin. Let's go back to... Oh, we'll have to carry on. So anyway, so comes through the field now. Who's that behind? No, Grimm's already finished. So TCI is going to finish in 5th place in a beautiful liveried Aston Martin, who's going to be followed by his teammate there, Crazy, back there in last place, well 8th place. TCI on a lovely drive from Aston Martin driver. There we go, crosses the line now. Grimm's back here in 13th. Sayrex was in 14th, and Crazy was in last place, well 8th place. So there we have it, the first, hopefully not the last, 2-hour MRC endurance race. Thank you everyone for participating. Thank you for testing. Thank you for taking the time to make all the settings right. I'm really pleased we had such a full field. Unfortunately, Pete had to leave halfway through it. For the race itself, thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Thank you very much. I'll see you all again soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.